Hey everyone, it's Sonia from Profiling Manipulation. We're just going to do a little bit of a reaction to some bullshit from Diane. Okay, so we're going to listen for a bit and I'm going to pipe up. Listen for a bit and I'm going to pipe up. Follow along if you do so, please.
About toddler clothes, because the point was that after the shit came out about that woman, there was a question as to whether there were children or not. That didn't come from me.
Quit reminding me about Sonia.
Well, listen, I don't want to talk about Sonia.
Every time my name has to come up, it is hilarious at this point. Absolutely hilarious. But anyway, here we go.
The pretend expert on narcissism. Let me just say this.
Well, you can say whatever you want
What
about
did you
that.
just say?
Well, listen, I don't want to talk about Sonia, the pretend expert on narcissism. Let me just say this.
Oh, the pretend expert on narcissism. Why would I be pretend? She never elaborates. Tell us why I am a pretend narcissism expert. Has anybody found anything ever that I have plagiarized, taken from anywhere? No. We have found you, though, plagiarizing my work, my independent words, by putting them under a video without permission and then refusing to take them down, okay? And a fake expert, no, that would be the narcissistic psychopath, HG, that you have on your panel regularly that is actively abusing women. So you bring a domestic violence abuser into this community that is majorly made up of women, right, and men that have been survivors of abuse. You brought him on because you stole the topic, like you've done with other people, okay, that have told me that they've mentioned something to you about doing something, A, B, and C, and then you've gone on to do it. Even the resolution night was never your idea. You stole the idea from somebody else, okay? So how is a victim or a survivor of narcissistic abuse, or are you going to deny that I'm a victim, that I'm a survivor? Is that, say it. I fucking dare you. Say it. Deny I am a survivor or a victim of narcissistic abuse. And when you're saying I'm a fake expert, back it up. Fake where? Where? Okay? You're projecting, okay? You're the fake around here, all right? Posturing around the place, pretending to be this fucking bloody intelligent, intellectual, bloody upper class woman. All right, when the truth is you're approaching 70, you're all on your own, right? You're on here 24/7, and we know you're on here 24/7 because you used to pop up at 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. or all times, right? There's been times you've said you were going away for the weekend and you've shown up on panels because you've heard somebody say something about you, okay? Because your ego is that tender, you have to show up. All right, and confront it and embarrass, humiliate and taunt the person. You're older than me, right, by approximately a good 15, 20 years, and I have better coping skills at managing behaviour than you do. You come on here and scream and shout and rant and rave, right? Can't hold yourself together. And then you have the nerve to say I'm a fake expert. Fake how? My memes are my own. My work is my own. How? Fake how? Fake how? So Wendy's allowed to talk about narcissism and sociopaths and all that kind of stuff. All your other friends are allowed to say that about Mummy Ramblings because you don't like her, right? Randy's allowed to say stuff about her, call her narcissistic, call her abusive, say whatever she wants. And I'm going to find clips and insert it in this video just to show you hypocrisy. They're allowed to talk about stuff, but when I talk about it over on my channel, minding my own fucking business, by the way, okay? Because I've never been in your streams for years, okay? Never, all right? 2 years ago, when the community, the parts of it that I frequented, right? Like Jenna's and Janie's and Cece's and other people's like that, those channels decided to take part in your community idea of the wish lists. I didn't get involved because of you. I got involved because it was a community idea, all right? I don't come in your streams. And for the 4 years, would it have been 4 years or 3 years? For the 3 years prior, I was regularly leaving comments under your videos talking about your toxic behaviour and how all this drama is toxic and narcissistic and A, B and C and whatever, and how we need to be healthier. Not one comment did you ever respond to? Did you ever What? Take a look at yourself and your behaviour? No, you didn't. All right. And I'm the fake expert on narcissism. I think that would be the narcissist that you had on panel. All right. Because they're not honest and they're not truthful. And you didn't do much in delivering anything about anything, because I've heard the comments after having him on panel were things like, oh, but he doesn't seem that bad. Oh, well, I'm sure it'd be nice if you gave him a puppy. Oh, I'm sure it'd be nice. I'm sure he could find it in him to be nice. You have absolutely no idea, right, what you are fucking talking about. You're a woman, right? A fucking woman choosing to have and pay for a narcissistic psychopath, right, to have on your panel to talk about how the methods of how he's abused people in his life. Where do you think he gets his experience from? He's the fake expert and he uses abuse to tragedy pimp off, okay? Do you know what he does? He tells victims to call him and he will give them advice on the behaviours that they're experiencing with their abuser. He enjoys listening to their stories that they stupidly pay him to do, right? They pay him. He listens to their abusive, horror and horrific and heinous stories of abuse, gets off on it, right? And then they thank him for it, okay? They thank him for literally just explaining that they're being abused. That's it. £250 for half an hour's work. And I'm the fake expert. I'm not doing that to victims of abuse, all right? And you know how I know so much more is because I once had a conversation with him, right, of which I've got screenshots to prove. And I was questioning him because he was posting photographs, right? And under each photograph, there would be a title or a couple of sentences. And within those sentences were manipulative riddles, right? And so he would set a scene. The photograph would be of like this perfectionist, like everything would be just perfectionist, right? Done to just like high tier, top dollar. So you would see a beautiful sunset in the background, a beach. You'd see one of those infinity pools. There'd be a table with two places set. You could see that there was a woman sat there, but you could never see her face. And then he would write something like, "The hunt has begun," or "If only she knew what was coming," or "Now, what am I going to do next? Where do you think I'm going to take this?" Right? All these cryptic type of riddles. And he had all these abuse survivors praising him underneath. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is so sick, okay? And I started a conversation with him and I asked him, I feel like you have found a new way to find fuel. You are showing us you love bombing somebody, and the next phase, you're going to abuse her, and you've managed to get survivors and abusers manipulated, and we're not realising what we're supporting you in. That's what I said to him in those kinds of words. He said to me, "Trust your knowledge." That is what that narcissistic psychopath said to me. "Sonia, trust what you know. Trust your knowledge." Okay? So that was, to me, a confirmation. He was telling me in a roundabout way, you figured me the fuck out. So who's the fake narc expert now? It's not my fault I see patterns of behaviour. It's not my fault I noticed this shit. I've noticed it since I was a kid. Okay, living in a hyper-vigilant state and having to pay mind-bending attention to every muscle movement, facial movement, grimace, flinch, someone walking in the room, the way someone closed the door. I have had to pick up on micro expressions, changes in the atmosphere and people's body language and their behaviours, the things they say and the actions that don't match. I have been studying that since I was a little girl, okay? So fuck you and your fake expert shit. Prove I'm fake. Prove it. Because even him on your panel told me to trust my knowledge, okay? Trust your knowledge. So he's over there posting fancy pictures of his new supply, his new fuel, somebody that is in the process of love bombing, right? taking them and whining them and dining them. And that's what they do. They like to lift you all the way up to the top, right? So you're high out of your mind at how perfect this partner is, how perfect everything is. Look at all the scenery, look at this, and I've got a gentleman waiting on me, hand and foot, so attentive, so romantic, right? And then one day he's just not going to call her back and disappear, okay? And 6 weeks after that, when she's losing her mind, wondering, how did I just meet Mr. Perfect? And he just walked away. He's going to come back and fucking, like a cat with a mouse, okay? Keep tapping her, popping her to see what he can get out of her, all right? Testing her reactions. He is a dangerous, dangerous individual, okay? And you brought him into the community. You did. Several times, and you paid him. You know why? You know why you paid him? You didn't pay him so everybody else could hear him. You have a thing for him, okay? You know why? Because you are the same kind. And I don't care what anybody says about me, what I talk about, or anything. I know what I see in people. I know that I've always been strange and had this weird thing about me. But even therapists, psychologists, right? Many of the survivors of narcissistic abuse have this gift or curse or whatever it is to be into being able to read behavior and read what's behind it just by your words, okay? The things you say, the things you don't do, the way you act, the ways in the ways in which you don't act, all those things, right? That's how my brain works. I'm on the spectrum. So again, that's something else different about me in the way that my brain operates around people socially and the things that jump out to me. Okay? It's not neurotypical, neurodivergent. Fucking learn something, okay? Psychology isn't just for psychologists. When she used to say, why are you telling everybody? Why does she say gaslighting and grandstanding? Why does she use those terms? They're terms for a psychologist. That right then proved how ignorant you are, because you seriously believe there's a category of people that are only allowed to use these terms. You are dense as fuck. Do you know how many psychologists and psychiatrists have married narcissists? Do you? Do you know? Maybe you should go over to our community, because there's several psychologists and psychiatrists that have had more than one relationship with a narcissist and they didn't fucking know. Okay? So what happened to that psychology? You don't take a course, Diane, in narcissism. As yet, there's no such fucking thing. Okay? The course you take in narcissism is the fucking course I took. All right? And that's fucking living with them for 38 years and being around them. Okay? That's my fucking experience. So don't you ever call me a fake ever again. The only person that's fake around here is you. Okay? Seeking an apology and approval of a flipping woman that is blatantly histrionic in every single action she does, from the way she breathes to the way she drinks water. Everything is dramatic and over the top and histrionic, and it's always seeking some emotion from somebody to say, oh, are you okay? Are you all right? You look wonderful. Do you need this? Do you need that? Do you need any help? Constantly. You'll take an apology off her, right? You'll have him on your panel knowing that's what he does to women. And I told you he is an abuser, right? Narcissists abuse kids. If you left him on his own for a week with a kid, he would abuse the kid. If you left him on his own with a cat or a dog for a week, he would abuse the cat and dog, okay? It's pathological. It's not, oh, just point me at a woman and I abuse a woman. They're abusers. All around. You didn't teach the community anything having him on. You just taught a whole load of people how dense and stupid you are, okay? You wanted me on your panel. You sent Wendy to ask me to come on your panel over, 4 years ago? And what happened? You started getting friendly with Makeup Mobster, okay? And you saw that she had all those subscribers and all those people that used to go in her chats and pay her so much attention, all right? So you switched me with Makeup Mobster, but you didn't fucking tell me, okay? I messaged Wendy that that night, late on, asking her, has there been a change of plan? Because I saw the thumbnail and there's absolutely no mention. It was nothing about me coming on panel on my own. Nothing about anything about me wanting any spotlight. You lot fucking contacted me out of the blue, right? And Wendy can back that up. Then I spend a week getting all my own words out of my head on paper to keep me on point on that night and not fuck it up, right? Because I know I was going to be nervous in front of all those people. And do you know what Wendy said to me when I said I don't know if I can do it? She said, pretend you're just having a conversation with me and Diane. That's all that'll be there. So picture it in your mind as though you're having a conversation with just me and Diane and pay no attention to how many people are there or looking at the chat, okay? And then I see the thumbnail at what time was it? 10, 11 o'clock at night. And I was absolutely mind blown because I've put my kids to bed, right? Got them in bed early, got everything sorted, right? And I'm just waiting for 2 o'clock in the morning to come because I've agreed to stay up, go out of my way, okay, to stay up from 2 a.m., right? And you know how long your streams used to go on for? 2-3 hours. I get up every morning at 5 a.m. So I knew, okay, if I've got to stay up until 2, there's a good chance this is going to go on for 2 hours, okay? After she's done her introduction, then invited me up, then we talk, and then stuff always goes on longer than it's supposed to. So you're looking at 3 hours. So what time would it have been? 5 a.m. So I was prepared to go a whole night without fucking sleep, right? To make sure I fulfilled my promise to Wendy specifically, but both of you, right? By appearing on that panel and doing the job I'd been asked to do, okay? There was no payment offered, nothing, right? And it's not the money. It's the fact that you're prepared to throw 750 quid at HG, who's already a millionaire, who is profiting off tragedy and abuse and violence over there, pretending he's a fucking counsellor with all these victims and charging them God knows how much, just to tell them, yeah, you're being abused. But he gets to enjoy and listen to all the sadism within the stories, all the sick things their partners have done. And do you know what he does? He gathers all that up and he saves it for his next victim. That's what he does. And that's who you had on panel. So when you call me a fake expert, right? Let's go head to head on the subject, okay? Let's see how fake I fucking am. All right, because I'd wipe the floor with a fucking psychologist, okay? I'd be able to ask them questions about narcissism they couldn't answer that I have the answer to. So don't fucking ever call me fake when you've got psychologists and psychiatrists marrying them, okay? They don't focus on narcissism when they do a psychology course. That's not how it goes, all right? Or a psychiatry course. That's not how it goes. And the stuff that's come out now in the last 8 years, right? From survivors all meeting up and finding each other, talking, making channels, discussing it, right? Discussing weird stuff that you wouldn't have even have thought of, thinking, oh my God, yeah, I remember them doing that. Yeah, that was a regular thing. So this community has been built off the backs of survivors, right? And their knowledge. So if there is ever a course in narcissism in the future, right, it will have been inspired by us lot over there, right? Whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever fucking platform. There's victims and survivors speaking out all over, all right? And each one has their own individual way of explaining narcissism in a way to teach and protect other fucking people. And the fact you have always had a problem with me talking about abuse and being able to point out abusive behaviour, right? Well, I know why you have a problem with it. I know why. People just think Diane's just a bit selfish. She's just a bit selfish. Really? But they don't consider all the rest of your behaviours. I mean, what prick is changing the fucking hoodie on the bloody icon several times a week? Oh, I've got the pink one on today, the black one on today, the white one on today. How they don't see your narcissism is unreal to me. Each person that is a narcissist or highly narcissistic, right? They're just a different flavour on the outside. That's all they are, okay? It presents to you in a different way, but ultimately, it's all the same. It's individual. They all hide it in different ways. And they all use something specific to hide behind, all right? like you with your community bullshit. Okay? It enabled you to take leadership and position yourself, right, as some kind of person that we all go to when there's a problem in the community, or you're the person that creates the resolution. There was never I remember whenever I ever tuned into those panels was screaming, shouting and fighting and toxicity, and she was just silent, getting off on all of it, enjoying all of it. She loves it. That's why she's always been in the middle of drama, because narcissistic people love chaos and drama like we need air. They are codependent. They can't function without those kinds of things around them.
Whatever you want about that.
Well, yeah, I do think that unless you have a degree in being a doctor that can diagnose narcissism, you shouldn't be calling people narcissists.
Does Tudor have is he a doctor?
He's a narcissist who was diagnosed. Is Sonia one who's been diagnosed?
I don't know. Is H.G. Tudor a doctor? Because you
No,
know
he's
that.
not,
In
but
order to diagnose, you got to be a doctor.
But he's a diagnosed narcissist and a psychopath. But I don't really want to talk about him. Right? You're the one.
Oh,
if
did you
want
see
to go
how
back,
she tries to switch it off? When Truth puts a serious point to her, well, you have HG on, right? And he takes phone calls from victims and survivors all the time. And he's telling them, yeah, your partner sounds like a covert narcissist. Your partner sounds like A, B, and C, right? That's not diagnosing somebody, okay? If somebody is being abused and somebody is displaying narcissistic, which is abusive behavior, right? And they're asking him and he's saying they're a narcissist. They sound like a narcissist. That's narcissistic type behavior, right? Do you know something, you Americans, sometimes you drive me insane. The free speech thing is something that drives me insane, because you constantly have to say it as though nobody else has that right, or nobody else knows about it, right? And then when she's like, you can't, when they always say it, like a lot of Americans, they'll say, if you say, God, that person's just like a narcissist, or I swear that person's a narcissist, or I believe that person's a narcissist, you'll hear a lot of Americans say, you can't diagnose anyone. You can't diagnose anyone. And I'm like, are you on planet Earth? Where's my white coat and fucking stethoscope? Where anywhere do I look like I'm in a position to be diagnosing somebody? I can still say they're like a psychopath. They're a psychopath. You say they're psycho all the time. You call people psycho all the time. Do you have a fucking degree? Do you have a fucking degree? You say free speech, right? So, but then if I say you're narcissistic, I need a degree to say that. No, I don't. No, I don't. Call the police then. Go do something about it. If that's not allowed and it's seriously against the law, go and do something about it. Right? I'm not saying anything wrong. People know by looking at me, right? I'm not a psychologist. It's a conversation. You're fucking dense.
Okay.
If you want to go back 2 years to Sonia, that didn't have to be public. You made it public.
No, Diane, it did happen in public. There were people in chats that participated.
You
Robbing
made
your
it-
wish list. It's
you
robbing
made
your
it
wish
public.
list.
You made it public because you told somebody you took the bag off my list, all right? You told someone, and you, right, that bag situation happened in a split second. And I have said in other videos, I can't decide whether that was a power move or whether that was, I just really cannot decide. But from all your behaviour afterwards, it was a power move that backfired, and that's why you're so angry and insist on being so hateful and nasty and just narcissistic towards me, all right? Because it backfired. I was never on your team. That was the whole issue, right? And all I was doing was making comments. I wasn't on fucking streams, doxing you, coming into your life, attacking you, calling your family. I wasn't doing fucking nothing, right? But I'm more hated than the people that did that. Can you believe it? Does it make any sense? No. Do you know why? Because it's fucking personal, okay? There's a personal hatred there. You have always hated the stuff I talk about because I'm talking about you. You see yourself in those behaviours. What healthy person doesn't want somebody talking about spotting abusers? We said this in my original community. If someone doesn't want you talking about abuse or enlightening people about abuse, right? They're an abuser. Okay? That's what they would say. And that's what I believe. I'm not saying it's a fact, but that's what I believe. If you don't want somebody enlightening other people that may fall victim to abusive behaviour or narcissistic behaviour or manipulative behaviour, you don't want somebody warning other people about the ways in which to avoid that, you're fucking doing it too, okay? And you don't want people being enlightened or to wake up to it or to be able to see it, recognise it or spot it, because then it outs you, obviously, all right? I have got clips together of Wendy and Randy speaking about human behaviour. They're talking about sociopaths, narcissism, right? So they can speak about it. And as far as I know, Randy has never been a victim of a narcissist, okay? I know that Wendy has, right? Well, Wendy says she has. So she's allowed to speak about it. But me, why am I not allowed to speak about it? I don't come over to your channel harassing you. I've not been over to your channel in years. The last time I went over to your channel was when it was the community thing, right? And I left a nice comment after some whatever it was that had been on, okay? Because I was like, you know what? If it's all this community thing, I need to put my personal feelings towards Diane to one side, and I need to put in as much effort as everybody else seems like they're putting in. Like everyone was laying down the swords and shit, so I don't really fight with people in this community. I don't go after people or fucking try and get into their real lives. So that's what I did, all right? And I've been paying for it ever since.
That were threatening people with them.
You made it public.
PTS being one of them.
Oh my God.
I was in Jenna's chat. Let's go back in time. I was in Jenna's chat and she was having a conversation about the receipts, okay? And I wrote in there, yes, I do. Even though this is going on, I still think she needs to show the receipts. It's a simple thing. There isn't any abusive language in that. There's no taunting language in that. There's no harassment language in saying that. I think she should show the receipts. Nothing. And funnily enough, just those words are enough to set you the fuck off. Well, why? Why would those words set you off? Can anyone think? Well, I know why I think, all right? It's because then it's going to expose me. So no, those words to someone that's scared of being exposed would feel like an attack. They would feel like a harassment, and they would feel like you were being taunted, because when you're hiding shit or covering shit up, you're naturally paranoid. You read things wrong, all right? And you couldn't handle me saying that you need to show the receipts. You couldn't handle it. That's all I said. There's no abusive language, like I said, no nothing. Saying that was enough to set you off. And TNT came in the chat and she started with me, all right? And she was under you at the time. She was one of your supporters. I don't know how she knew about the bag. How could she have known about the bag? Because I never told her. Randy, right, got my email off TNT. And this ain't dirty shit. Gets my email with all my private stuff in it that I'd wrote to her because I was trying to explain with the shit that's going on, her telling people to stop dragging people for having a wish list meant so much, okay? So I went on to explain my life so she would get that my thank you for her telling people to stop dragging, because that morning I'd woken up and she was on a panel. She was on a panel with somebody else and they were going mad because Laura and Makeup Mobster had been calling out people's wish lists and their items on them. And TNT's specific words were, how do you know that bag is not just for a 15-year-old girl that wants to fit in with her friends? Right? Well, my kid was 15 and that was the situation. So it made me cry, okay? Because I was like, how could she possibly know that? I thought she was being empathic, like, you know, tuned in, like in the real world, because that would be a real situation. Maybe it's a kid that wants to fit in with her friends. And that was the situation. All right? So I thank her. I send her an email just impulsively in an emotional state of mind that I have regretted ever since. And I tell her my situation. She gives the email to Randy, right? And Randy was ready for reading it out on Jenna's panel, okay? She was ready for reading it out because she was adamant that in that email I had wrote to TNT Diane got me the bag. Well, what? Well, it hadn't happened at that point, so what the fuck are you on about? I was thanking her because it was when TNT said that, so I was like, oh my God, people are going through the wish list. I just had a complete fucking breakdown, and I was like, I want them wish list down. Fuck this. I am not going through this. I'm just, my mental state, my emotional state, everything I've got going on here, I can't cope with this kind of taunting and bullshit with my kids' lists on here. So I thanked her in an emotional state, wrote this long email out, and then I went directly to Diane because I want my fucking lists down. Get the bag, I want it all off. She came back and she said, I've taken the bag off. And I was like, I couldn't even tell you the relief. And then she said, which this story's never changed, if you go back, I've bought it. I hope your daughter has a very Merry Christmas. Something like that she put, right? So I didn't want her to buy the bag because I knew my relationship with her in my head, and I'm thinking, this is just going to get complex now. Am I going to be expected to drop my issue with the receipts? What position is this? Well, I'm an awkward fucker, okay? So I wasn't going to stop saying I want to see the receipts, because it doesn't matter who bought the bag. When people have been donating money to someone and they're claiming that it's going somewhere, it would just be human and normal civility, right? And simple, basic fucking human understanding that the person should show a receipt just to prove that it went there, just to keep everyone's minds at rest. And I wouldn't want people accusing me of something, so they wouldn't even need to have been asked. You just show it, okay? Because when you're dealing with money like this, there's always some idiot that has to start saying that you're a scammer. So you get ahead of that by showing it before anyone has a chance to start stirring shit up, right? So no, okay, she knew about that bag somehow that was from you, and that's how, and then you were messaging Tracy saying, has Sonia sold the bag? Or what's she doing with the bag? Why is she getting money for the bag? You are dense as fuck. This story has been told 100 times, and each time you misinterpret it in a calculated fashion. Oh, what's it called? What's that term I made up? Calculated misinterpretation. All right?
Yes, no. Whose list those were?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course.
You messaged Tracy asking her what I was doing with the bag, because I had said on my channel, right, I'm going to pay you back. And then you were running around everywhere saying, she's not giving me the money back. I won't accept it. I won't accept it. So you all had me in a rock and a hard place. You all wanted to ridicule me, embarrass me, humiliate me, taunt me, go on and on and on and on and on, and not give me a chance to send the bag back, right, or pay for it. So you could keep bullying me, and I couldn't do anything about it. I just had to, because you're in a vulnerable position, right? And you accepted help, we get to treat you, humiliate you, and do what the fuck we want to you just because you said we could help you. Yeah, that's your attitude. You're all sick. Sick.
I don't.
I even said in my lab. Maybe Diane didn't see it.
But I can tell you this. I can tell you.
We're able to throw those wish lists in people's faces.
But nobody has thrown anything. You brought that up this year.
Diane,
Just
how
now
those people
recently.
that were throwing them in people's faces know who was on them?
Well, I didn't say anything until all of that stuff was brought public, because I did find it to be ungrateful of that woman to be having people go to her and saying, I'll give you the money. I'll give you the money. What the fuck money? What are you talking about? That was my
She was
question.
never ungrateful. And in fact, she
Yes, she was.
to St.
She
Jude.
was. She ended up being ungrateful. Absolutely.
No, Diane, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
You might have thought she was, but she was never ungrateful about that. It had been thrown in her face numerous times.
No,
Which
she
means
said, no.
someone knew about it.
Listen, I remember exactly what happened. And there were people going to her and saying, well, can I give you the money for that? And all I said was, money for what? Is she paying me back money for my gift?
Why
And
did she
then,
pay you back?
well, why would people be sending her money for the bag?
Because we felt bad for her. We were going to pay her so she could send the bag back or donate it to the Goodwill.
Well, she didn't.
Okay,
So it was all to make Diane look bad, right? Again.
why do you care what she
Tracy's
did
got
with
a
the
little bit of that mixed up because she probably wasn't there or missed bits or forgot. It's been ages, right? But no, what people were saying to me, because I said she can take the fucking money for it then, because there's no way this... Here you are. Here's exactly what I said. Like, more how it was. I didn't want to have to look at that bag because I knew I'd be reminded of you and your shithole of a community, all right? And then on the other hand, I've got my gorgeous, amazing and intelligent daughter over the moon, just beyond over the moon, like totally up a stick about this beautiful bag, right? So I knew I couldn't sell it back, right? Give you the money back and get rid of the bag at the same time. I said initially I was going to send it back to Amazon, right? And all of y'all were saying something about if it's off a wish list or it's a gift or something like that, A, B, and C, just made it sound like, so I can't send the bag back. So I was like, right, well, I ain't keeping that bag, so you'll have the money for the bag, right? Because the bag for me needed to be clean. This story has not changed. The bag was tainted to fuck. Because I knew every time she had it on her shoulder, I'm going to think of you. And there's no way in this world I'm going to have you anywhere in my house, okay? You're just in my phone when I choose to turn it on and choose, like I have done today, randomly, to fucking respond to you about something, all right? I don't want no trace of you in my house, someone like you, okay? But then you'd bought the bag. So what could I do to make it clean? Well, you wouldn't accept the money back. And then it was all of this other stuff was coming out. So I was like, shit. So Diane didn't even pay for the bag, because if Diane's been keeping the donations that were meant for St. Jude, then the money, then the bag is from the people in this community, right? So that dawned on me, and I was like, I felt like I was going to throw up, all right? I felt like I was going to throw up. I was like, I can't keep this bag in this house. I don't know what I'm going to do, all right? So what I decided to do was pay the cost of the bag to St. Jude in installments, because obviously I couldn't afford just £120 bag in one go when that's what I was living on a week, all right? So I couldn't just pay the bag, like give St. Jude 120 right at that time, at that second, because that's what I was surviving on a week, all right? For gas, electric, food, fuel, petrol, bits you need, toiletries, whatever, necessities, all of it, right? So I couldn't pay the bag in a huge installment. So I decided, because the money should have gone to St. Jude in the first place, that 120 quid, I'll just make more small donations every so often to St. Jude, which I began to do, okay? And then for me, it was just easy, because I was just like, the bag doesn't bother me anymore, because the whole issue with the corruption of the bag has been sorted out, all right? I've made it as right as I can make it. My kid still loves the bag. She still uses it. Like, I love the bag. All that has just gone. The bag is just, it's like it's a non-entity issue in this house of all this history behind the bag now. Whenever one of them hears wish list, or kind of like hears something about a wish list, their ears prick up, and we go back to that time. Oh my God, Mum, do you remember this? Or she'll say occasionally, God, do you remember how much trouble this bag cost you? And I was like, it's like a little inside joke every so often. But you, all right, you don't ever accuse me of trying to take money and keep the bag. People were offering money to give to you. It was never going to get to me. It was going directly to you. They were saying to me, Sonia, I'll pay for the bag, right? So maybe that's what you saw. I'll pay for the bag. But because you're so short-sighted and impulsive and gullible, right? And just all about yourself, right? You was like, why is that girl getting money and she's getting the bag as well? Why is she getting money? I mean, you sound like a spoilt fucking 10-year-old. It's my money. It's my money. People were going to be paying you back for the bag. That's why they wanted to. Well, that's why they were saying, Sonia, let us pay for it. So if they were saying words like that, let us pay for it, right? I knew and they knew what we both meant, because I'd said before that you must have missed. I ain't keeping this fucking bag and not paying her back for it, right? There's no fucking way. So one way or another, I'm going to do something to pay for this bag. There's no way it's been under my house under this, because anybody that has ever said to me, oh, look what I bought you, or why are you doing this when I bought you that? Do you know what the fuck I do? Or what I used to do when I had toxic people like that in my life? I'd fucking give it them back. All right? Take it. Because you ain't using nothing to hang over my head in order to keep me on some kind of side or doing what you want me to do. The money was going to go to you, okay? You. so that you got your money back because you kept crying about it. Oh, that money I spent on that bag and she's so ungrateful. So I'm supposed to keep a gift that I'm being dissed for in the first place and not have no kind of reaction. It's always the person that's being targeted. It's always their reaction that's wrong. Just like when you used to have your panels bullying one person and encouraging incite your whole chat to go after one person. So there's 600 people all dragging one person and you on panel with whoever you were on there with at the time, leading the way. Yeah? Yeah? I'm just supposed to do nothing.
I don't care anymore. It was 2 years ago.
You did when you were hitting me up.
It was 2 years ago. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what she does with the fucking bag.
Well, I'm sure you don't.
At the time, I did care. Now I don't.
Okay, why did you care? Is that what you do? You give a gift and then you care what somebody does?
Because it became a fucking community shit fuck. It was ridiculous.
Yes, because people were throwing it in her face in chats.
Oh my God.
Which
She
means
will
people
not
knew.
take any responsibility. Have you not noticed? She's like, oh my God, right? It's because someone's trying to push her to take responsibility or have some accountability for her part in that. And she doesn't want to, so she gets like a little kid with like, no, I don't want to. No, it wasn't my fault. It was all her fault. Yeah, oh my God, my kids make a fucking list. I hand it in, check it, screen it with you several times first, right? And then it's my fault that someone finds out you bought the bag and then I get harassed for it, right? Embarrassed, humiliated, picked on, laughed at. So all that happens and it's all my fault. Yeah, I guess it is because I trusted you with a fucking wish list, all right? And never should you ever be in charge of a children's wish list. Ever, if that's what you do to the child, all right? You embarrass their mother. That's the gift, is it? Oh, you will buy your gifts, but we get to embarrass your mother. All right? My kid would tell you to stick it up your fucking ass. All right? If she knew half of it. Okay? She'd tell you to stick it. And me, if it was just me, all right, do you know what I'd have done? I'd have taken that bag outside. I'd have poured some bloody accelerant on it. And I'd have burnt the fucking thing, filmed it and uploaded it on YouTube, all right? Because that's me and how I would deal with you, okay? But when I've got children to consider and their feelings, right, I swallowed it and instead paid money towards it to St. Jude, okay?
That purse.
Yeah, and now everybody, okay, so let's all say it together. It was a Michael Kors bag, right? It was a Michael Kors bag 2 years ago, and here we are fucking still talking about the fucking Michael Kors bag.
I'm not fighting over the bag.
No, I said still talking about it. This was about a comment that you made that led people to believe that I discussed people's wish list, and that's not true.
You do.
That you do what?
You do.
You put up that post on your community page to make it appear that I discuss the wish list behind the scenes, and
Diane,
that is not true.
The
How
last
did the
time
people
she's been on panel, just the other night, who was she with, right? They had to bring it up. It's like they'll say it, right? So they'll bring up the Michael Kors bag, and everybody knows what she's on about, okay? So when she's doing that, it's a dig at me, okay? It's a dig at me. So whenever you notice her doing that, it's not innocent, okay? It's to try. So even now, right, because this was just the other night I heard it, and if necessary, I'll go and fucking find it and record it. They have to keep having that little dig, all right? Now, the whole Michael Kors joke, the other joke of where apparently she used to buy people bags or she sent people gifts and all this stuff, I don't know anything about that. I've just heard that like second, third, fourth and fifth hand, right? So it used to be that people would say to her something about her buying Michael Kors. I don't even know who she bought them for, but apparently her close people way back when in the DC, she used to buy them gifts and send them bags and all this. I don't know anything about that. I've never been sent a bag. I've never been a friend. So, but even now, right, when she says, oh, we want to help you, we want to do these wish lists, you come along, send your lists in, right, we'll buy you gifts. 2 years later, right, whoever she decides that's turned on her or done something she doesn't like or whatever, she will use it against you, hold it over your head, humiliate you, tell the whole community, right? Yeah, she's a very empathic person that cares about children, all right? But she just likes to ridicule their mothers for coming to her in the first place to ask for help with the wish list. Yeah, that's a nice woman.
We're in chats, throwing wish lists in other people's faces. No,
Show me, show me, show me, show
We
me.
can't show you
I
now
can't show
because
you.
it's so
BTS
long
has taken half
ago.
of her shit down, if not all of it. She was one of the main ones running around when somebody would say something bad about you. Well, don't forget you who helped you at Christmas. How the hell do you know that, BTS?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know anything about what you're talking
Yes,
about right
you
now.
do.
What, my main concern is what's going on right now.
Don't. Because that
Okay,
is what
what's
they
going on
were
right now?
saying.
I'll put
You put
a
up a private
That's
message.
it. If people trust you and want to use you to go through to get Christmas gifts, more power to them. But don't be surprised 6 months down the road if it doesn't come out that you're sitting behind the scenes talking about it with somebody.
No, that's not going to happen, Tracy.
Well, it's happened in the past.
That
Because there
I
was
just
no reason.
So you don't think? So you don't think that it was fair? So you don't.
Would know who's on those wish lists.
So you don't think that it's fair
can't-
that after what went down with that
Diane
angel?
can't talk about anything calmly. If you go to her, that's how she gets. That's how she gets. Wound the fuck up. Abusive, loud, right? Verbally aggressive. Overtalks you. Starts getting in a paddy whack like some demented 10-year-old kid that just, dropped a bloody ice cream.
Person that she would come to me, that two talkers would come to me to apologize. Did I say
I
that?
apologize to you.
Huh?
I don't care.
Parents might put things on layaway for their kids and then they can't afford it. And some other, nice charities. So and that's for people who just don't want to help people in the community. Listen, we've had a lot of shit about wish lists over the past couple of years, and I'm not going to, there's not going to be any mistakes this year. There's not going to be any, finding out who's who and that kind of thing. It's not going to happen.
But this year, it hasn't been that problematic. Like
No, not yet. No, it's not going to.
there's no Michael Kors back.
No. Yeah, and no Grinch trying to put, she did try to put a little, kibosh on it.
So there you go. Okay, it's a slight, it's a dig, all right. And what more needs to be said? There you go. You will be constantly brought up anytime they decide they feel like it, just because it gives them a couple of laughs. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Yeah? There's absolutely no way, all right? No way you should be around vulnerable people, children, and fucking wish lists, all right? Either of you, in my opinion, either of you. You're the last two people who should be anywhere near vulnerable people. Right, okay, so this is now going to be Wendy, Randy, and they have a guest on the panel, and they're discussing the abuse and bad behaviour of another channel holder in how she treats her community, all right? So they're having an opinion on somebody on how they run their community, which is all I did about Diane, all right? But here in this conversation, why this is particularly interesting and hilarious is because they go on to talk about behaviours and narcissism and all these kinds of things, and how we have to warn people about this behaviour and protect other people, right? But Diane tells me I'm a fake narc expert, even though I have never in the history of man, right, on that channel called myself an expert. But when you look at things in black and white, and I think, shit, Sonia, look at all the stuff you've wrote. Look at all the stuff you've been able to put together. Look at all the research you've done. Look at all the stuff you've been able to pin down, and that other people have noticed in their relationships, because I get comments of people saying things or emails or whatever, saying what they've gone to. Oh, I saw that in your thing. Yes, I've been there. I can relate to that. Oh my God, you made me see so many things, or this, ABC, whatever, right? I'm wrong, but her friends, they can talk about it. That's how it is.
This isn't okay to be treated like this. Get away. And it's not about channels and, oh my God, we just want to ruin her channel. It has nothing to do with that. I care about your health, your mental health, my God. And this woman doesn't. She clearly doesn't. The stuff that she says to people when they're grieving and hurting and going to her because they're supposed to be this great community, and she basically just spits in their face. She doesn't care. And I don't understand why anyone, I don't know. I'm thankful that people keep sharing their stories. Maybe it will stop future people from being hurt. I guess that's all I can hope from this. It's so sad to me. It's so sad to me. It's always about grief, and she has no ability to comfort anyone during their time of grief. She's terrible to them. If anything, tries to make you feel like you're hogging up all the grief, like the nerve of you to be sadder than me. I got worse losses than you have had, so therefore you shouldn't even be sad in my presence, I guess. I don't know. It's so wrong, though. It's so wrong. Say chat, take care of each other, whatever. And what she's looking for is money. That's it. That's what she's looking for. She's looking for money and numbers. And
it's money numbers, pity, like you said, she hogs all the grief.
Yes.
I've never heard that said before, but that's such a good.
I just made it up. I just made it up. I never heard that.
It's pretty genius. What happens? And
I just made it up. I never heard that.
if you labor, you see.
So Wendy's allowed to come up with something. All right. She hogs all the grief. That's the term and the word she put together to describe something, mummy, a behaviour of mummy ramblings, right? So she can put all this together and say these kinds of things, but me on my channel, right? Me noticing behaviours and pointing stuff out, That's me being a fake narc expert. Do you know what, Diane? I think you're projecting. I think you see me as a narc expert, all right? And that's why you throw it in my face. Because nowhere do I call myself that. It doesn't even say that on my channel. That's not even my channel name. Nowhere. All right? I think that's you projecting. All right? You see me as an expert. And you don't obviously fucking like it. Because you are one. All right? You are one. And the whole time me defining and explaining all those behaviours underneath your videos years and years and years ago, right, about your toxic behaviour, the toxic behaviour around this community, A, B and C, all the stuff, the essays I used to bloody write, we all know, we all can remember. So I'm not allowed to, just because my brain works the way it works, why does that mean anything to anybody else? Why does it matter? I don't judge or think anything about, do you know, like how other people visualize things or how their perception is. My perception has always been this way. Do you know why? Why I can read people so well and see things within their language, right? It's because I've always had to do that. It was self-preservation. It was a matter of survival in my home life from being a very, very small child. Because when a parent will just get up out of nowhere, right, and just smack you and walk into the kitchen and it's like it didn't happen, right, you learn fast. You better start watching people's body language for changes and what they're going to do next and potentially what they could do next, okay? You've got to learn to read people's faces, because my mum would have a poker face on and you won't be able to tell nothing what her next move was going to be. And out of nowhere, there'd come a smack. All right. So I got good, very, very, very good at reading people, at noticing things. And I didn't realise I could do that, or that I was doing that, until I fell into the rabbit hole of trying to find out why or what I'm doing wrong that I can't have a good relationship with my mother. What am I doing wrong? All right. Well, it turns out I wasn't doing anything wrong. It was her. Okay. It was her. So if I happen to be educated or an expert on narcissism, right? Why does that bother you? Why does it bother you? Or I make my own memes, I create all kinds of stuff. I have 347, approximately between 300 and 400 posts on scheduled in my community post section. I can write for days. I think I've proven that. The whole time I've been here, I've never been any different. My brain works the way it works. I work the way I work, all right? I've never been any different. So nowhere in any of my comments have I ever been calling myself a narc expert. If you perceive me to be somewhat educated in narcissism, that's on you, all right? That's on you. You want to cut my potential down because it's a threat to you, and I'll never believe different.
And I don't know. Stop giving so much of yourself to someone who won't give anything to you.
And she went after people, she did.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, in a matter of time before it happens to Tammy too. She's gonna do or say the wrong thing, and she's gonna get outed, and then all her private information just miraculously somehow show up somewhere. And I'm sure she'll be shocked to know. I mean, my God,
Right,
I can't see this happening anymore. She has a long history with this. This is what she does to people that try to get away from her, and that's a whole narc right there. That's exactly what that is.
What
You
did
can't just walk
she
away from
say?
narcissism.
Let me slow
And
this
she went
down.
after people, she
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, in a matter of time before it happens to Tammy too. She's gonna do or say the wrong thing, and she's gonna get outed, and then all her private information just miraculously somehow show up somewhere. And I'm sure she'll be shocked to know. I mean, my God, how do you not see this coming anymore, people? She has a long history with this. This is what she does to people that try to get away from her, and that's a whole narc right there. That's exactly what that is.
Oh, that's a whole knock right there. Is that what she said? Do you know though? Do you know why? You know why I get so annoyed? Because people are only prepared to, over there, like where Wendy is, all of you are only prepared to see the narcissism in people you don't like, all right? And that's what's fucked up. You'll overlook toxic behaviours in the people that you like, or the narcissism in Diane, because you like her. I want to like her. I want to like her. I want this person to be who I think they are, all right? Even while they're showing you the whole time their true colours. I don't care. I mean, when somebody's saying to you, I don't care, like, do you need your head banging into a wall to understand what that means? She says it all the time. I don't care. She is narcissistic. It's nothing about being selfish. She's narcissistic. Who the bloody hell else do you know that changes their bloody avatar's claws every day? Or today it's the pink sweater, tomorrow it's the black. She tells on herself all over. She's obsessed with herself, her image, and how she's perceived around here. That's why she's so angry. Because all that got snatched away. That's why she's so desperate to have Molly on, which I'm putting in a different video. But that's why she's so desperate to have acknowledgement from Molly, because she is consumed with the idea of getting back what she had. She's realised what she's lost, and this is what a narcissist does when they realise what they've lost. They are prepared to go to the ends of the earth to get it back, and that's exactly what they do to a victim. They'll use intimidation, fear, promises, alliances, money, gifts, manipulation, persuasion, coaxing, whatever they have to do, they'll do it. And that's why she had Molly on. So they can talk about narcissism and narcissistic stuff, right? I mean, I've got a video here that's 11 minutes long of all different times out of them, right? Talking about it. So if you're going to call me out, Diane, as being a fake expert, call your two friends out as well. All right, that's the point. It's not that I'm picking on them two, but don't be a fucking hypocrite. All right, my channel is about manipulation. Narcissism is manipulation, okay? Don't slag off what I'm into, but yet come and get bloody an abuser on your panel because you look like a dick. You've no idea how much of a dick you looked when you did that. Bringing in an active abuser, just the name, narc. If you're calling someone a narc, understand what you're calling them because it means abuser, pathological abuser, all right? All right, so be sure when you're saying it, because I am every single fucking time, down the line. I know exactly what it means. And she is narcissistic. She has always been a bully, right? She has enjoyed the arenas, having someone, the one person, right, to pick on and go after, right? From Trisha, right, it went on and on and on. And Randy is attracted to narcissistic and abusive women in some way, all right? She for Mama Bear, Katie, Fod, Diane, nobody see a pattern. She's attracted to the same types of behaviours in the same types of women. All right? It's just presented in a different way. Just presented in a different way. That's it. Just a different flavour. So, Diane, you want to tell me to stop talking about what I'm interested in is narcissistic in itself because you think you have the right to tell me what I should be talking about. And who the fuck does that? Who the fuck does that? What right do you have to tell me what I can talk about on my channel? And again, you're the one calling me an expert, all right? So thanks for the compliment. Okay? The reason you're adding fake in there is because because you believe I don't have a qualification. You don't need a qualification in psychology or psychiatry to talk about manipulation, to talk about abusive behaviour, or to talk about narcissistic behaviour, all right? And I went to the University of Childhood Sexual Abuse, Childhood Abuse and Adult Child Abuse of a Narcissistic Parent. Well, two of them actually, if you count my stepfather, all right? So that's the university I went to. It was called fucking home. So fuck you and fuck what you're about.